Welcome to Profit Channels. This is my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice. Please consider this video entertainment. Today I'm talking about nickel futures, or the price of nickel. And here is a monthly channel. If we're at the bottom of the channel, at the end of the video, I'll show another potential option. The midpoint line, we got one touch there, and that's it. You can see that you've been bouncing off the 200 moving average, as well as the 50 is bouncing off the 100 moving average as we move up, and we broke through all of them, and now the 200 is resistance, and now the 50 is also resistance, and we are trying to break above it. So, assuming that this is the bottom of where the price is going to go, or this was it right here, we have another channel potentially right here that has an interesting midpoint line. And so we would have to break out of this channel too. So that would probably be testing, the 100 week. So this is a weekly chart. Get rid of that. If I do a fib retracement, so I'm going from the bottom here all the way to the top. And you can see that this 382 is right in the gap. 0.5 is a pretty good line. And we're down here at the 618 on the fib retracement. 786 puts us down here at this point of control, which I can show you right there. All right. So we have a so we're also right now at this point of control, the shorter term point of control, right, with our retracement at 618, the full retracement. Now we got this point of control down here, and if I do a fib extension from basically that point of control, or a fib retracement, from the point of control to the top, we got 0.5 here in the gap. 618 has got a nice touch here, and we are down at the 786. So depending on where I'm going to retrace it, we're at the 618 or the 786. Another thing, let me get these out of here. Is I could draw some lines here like this, and coming down into this descending triangle is a bullish formation saying we should pop up and head upwards. But if I draw the bottom line more like this, now this becomes more of a bearish wedge here, coming down into kind of a flat bottom. We could head down. Now, if we were to be heading down, let me get rid of these lines, and I do a fib retracement from here to up here, you can see that we hit this 1.272, and it works over here. Between the 1272 and the 414, there's a lot of action in here, but we already hit this, so we could come down here. You can see the 1.68 is also a point of resistance. You could say there's one right below it, but we definitely have one here at the 2. So we could come down to some of these levels. We already hit this one, but we could also go up. So if I do a short-term extension This time it's an extension from the bottom to this top here, back to this bottom. 618's nice. The 1's nice. I mean, 2 is right in the gap. So these are pretty good lines here. But if I were to go from this bottom to this top to this bottom, you can see that these lines also work out real nice. And if I compare the two, we do have significant overlap. At the 0.5 is 272, 1 is a 382, 168 is 618, 2 is 786, 268 is 1. It works very nicely. Finally, if I do the full, so I'm coming down from this point of control to the very top, back down to this bottom here. And you can see this is a real pretty line, this 382 and this 236. And if I put this one back on top, you can see the 168 is the 236, the 268 is the 382. So we have a lot of overlap here. So I think, we have more room to run up than down. So that's good asymmetry. If I go to the nickel, like this is a longer term price chart. You can see right here, we are at our mean. And then here is the trend line. And this is the furthest below we've been from this trend line in recent history. I think that is bullish, but it doesn't mean it couldn't go down a little more. If I look at our parabolic SAR in a super trend, everything's bearish here. We're bearish here. But, we could be threatening to cross over. The squeeze momentum is becoming less bearish, and our MACD is threatening to cross over, but still bearish. On the weekly, you can see there's been some buy and sells, but we're still in sells. The RSI is trying to get up over the midway point. Our squeeze momentum is coming back to neutral, and our MACD, MACD and RSI are all trending up and trying to get over the midpoint line. We've got a little bit of green histogram. On the daily, now we've got some buy signals. Our RSI is above the midpoint, 50, but it's heading down. Squeeze momentum, not a lot going on there. And MACD is real flat. So one of the things you can see, if I go back here, is we've had no volume through this whole period here. Volume stopped right here. So you'd like to see some volume come in. If I go to this RSI Bollinger strategy, not enough data on the monthly, but you can see the cash flow is just dead. The stochastics are trying to come up, and ADX is saying our downward trend is coming to an end. So here on the weekly, we are below our moving average on the lower end of the Bollinger Band. We can see our money flow index now has spiked up, which is bullish. And our stochastic is heading up, and it's trying to get into these high-end levels. And the ADX is below 20, so it's saying our trend is broken, so we're trendless. Finally, on the day, you can see we're approaching our midpoint line. Our Bollinger Band is getting narrower, so we expect to see a move when that happens. Stochastic is It's crossed over down, but it's pretty high. This is a general upward trend, and our money flow has just been pegged. But I want to see some volume over here. So this is a very interesting spot. We got nice gaps above us. There's no gaps below us. Just the scary part is we do have different lines of like strength through here that we could come down and touch some of these before we head up. I hope you like it. I think the next one I'm going to look at the nickel miners, but that may not be till tomorrow. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Thanks.